Good day, good day, good day, good day, good day. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having an amazing Tuesday. I hope it's great. I hope it's starting off well. And I hope you listen to this when it drops at 5 a.m. But if not, it's in the air. It's always there. Welcome to STROK'D, the art of mental stimulation. For those of you who don't know, well, we touch subjects at depths that most people aren't willing to go. I keep it really raw and honest. I don't hold back. I go there. I touch on those subjects that a lot of people, they don't really want to go there. And when I do touch on subjects that people aren't afraid of, they don't dive like I do. So I promise you, when I say you may have heard it all before, but not quite like this, oh man, it's not a gimmick, it's real. All right. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for those of you who are new to the show. If you've already been here, just make sure you refer a friend. Put somebody on, man. Put somebody on. Y'all, this free game I'm giving out right here on this microphone. Put them on. But I'm happy to have you. I'm happy to be here no matter where you are, near or far. I don't care what you're going through. I don't care if the clouds are gray, if the sun is shining, or if it's raining outside. It's going to get better. We got God on our side. We got God in our life. I promise you it's going to get better. And that's coming straight from D-Love, man. D-Love. The love isn't there for anything. That's how I operate, man. I see the best in everybody, and I wish for the best for everybody, and I pray for the best for everybody. All right? But, of course, you already know what's about to happen to you. It's time to get stroked up. This is going to be an interesting show. I'm kind of looking forward to this one. Most people are out and about in my area, in my region. Everybody's celebrating Mardi Gras. They have all the parades and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of like ghost town in certain areas, but you go towards New Orleans and you go towards, all the other parts of the city, the bigger cities, you're going to have that. You're going to have that Mardi Gras stuff going on right now. I don't know why I don't know, is it because I don't like crowds? I've never really been a big parade person, though. Yesterday, when everybody was going to parades and doing all the Mardi Gras, I was on my way to see my therapist. Getting there, getting ready for the session. Got there, the lights was off in the building. It was dark. It wasn't a receptionist in sight, anything, man. So, I hadn't realized it was canceled. My session was canceled, man. So, if you're at Mardi Gras and you look around and you saw some therapists out there, let me know. All right? She and I are going to have a talk. Hey, man, but what's up? The subject I'm touching on today, and I'm going to start it off like this. What are you afraid to say, or what are you afraid to hear? I'm going to say that one more time. What are you afraid to say, or what are you afraid to hear? And I know you're like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? When I say that, I am speaking about people, those of us who are afraid to seek therapy. Those of us who are afraid to seek therapy. What are you afraid to say, or what are you afraid to hear? In my mind, it has to be one of those two things. Other than that, it's just a conversation. So, what are we afraid of? I want to just break it down to you guys how imperative it is to, seek therapy or have a support system like that. It's imperative as drinking water, your life, having that outlet, getting it off your chest, being able to talk to someone unbiased. Being able to talk to someone that you can sue if they say what you say, so you already you always have that security. But, what are we afraid of? And, we have to stop being afraid, number one, to face ourselves. We have to stop being afraid of facing that past pain, past hurt, so we can move forward and we can live in the moment, in the present. The most abundance in everything is in the present because we can't do anything about the past and we're not in the future yet. So we need to start having more of these conversations where we're able to be present in the moment and operate in the now instead of us always looking back or looking forward. All right? So that's what we got to do. We got to be okay with right now. And a lot of us are running from right now because we are afraid to face certain things. So, when it comes to therapy, I have a therapist. If you heard me say just a minute ago, I have a therapist. I actually see her every Monday like clockwork. All right? And I'm a life coach. And you can kind of say I'm a transformational life coach. I think I'm really trying to see what word that you guys have out there that I'm supposed to attach to myself, but I don't really have a word for me. I don't. I'm not a therapist. I will say that. I'm not a therapist. Actually, with my clients in my sessions, when they get to a certain point, if they talking about some super deep and dark stuff that goes beyond where I'm supposed to be with them, I always refer them to a therapist. That's the next step. That's the true life coach, you know. I know what step you're on to know, hey, your next step within this journey that we're working on is for you to seek a therapist, is for you to go, you know, talk to a therapist and really get that stuff out. Because, you know, they really focus on the past pains and the trauma and all that. Now, you and I will speak, and, you know, I'll notice it. We can bring up that I see that trauma. I see something deep within you. I can see the pain in your eyes. I can see the hurt. And we can talk about it. And me going to gauge where you're at within that. If I feel like, hey, your next step on this journey that we're doing with this life coaching is you going seeking a therapist or going, you know, getting a therapist, that's what I'll say. All right, that's my gift. I spoke about it before. I am an empath. People say seer, healers, all that type of stuff. I am an empath. And, you know, I realize that a lot of people don't know what that means. I have a book written by Savannah Ariante, I want to say, and she had a really good description of an empath. And I wanted to read a little bit of it. You know, I actually brought the book out on here today for you guys. Oh, y'all better get ready. I got a book. Empathy is the ability to sense and understand the emotions of others, voluntarily or involuntarily. Sorry. An empath will immediately tune in to the emotions of someone subconsciously. They are not only sensitive to energies of others, but are also acutely aware of mannerisms and inflections in others' voices that reveal their emotional states. Empaths also have an ability to instantaneously scan another's energy field for thoughts, feelings, and experiences from past, present, and future, and respond to them accordingly. The empath will relate to emotions buried deep below the surface that even the person carrying the emotions may not be able to identify or understand. The empath has the ability to sense the true nature of someone's emotional state and act compassionately to make an individual feel at ease and comfortable. So, you know, if you are a person or you know a person like that, if people just gravitate towards them, you know, people always seem to be comfortable with them, at ease with them. You know, they share things with them that they probably wouldn't share with other people. Like, it's a sense of knowing that you sense that this person is, you know, the one that I can divulge all this to. And, you know, that's the gift that God blessed me with. Empath, gift of discernment. I'm very sensitive to energies and stuff. That's why you see me. I get out and I hang out and I do what I have to do with people. But, you know, I'm a loner. You see me to myself most of the time. I have to recharge a lot. I have to recharge a whole lot. All right. And that's why, because, you know, we're able to do that. You know, we can just scan and, you know, sense what's going on, what you're not saying. You know, mannerisms, inflection in your voice, anything, all of that. It's like a computer. I call myself a computer a lot when I'm talking to people. I say, man, it's like a computer the way it works. So I'm never really able to describe what I do, you know, when someone comes into one of my coaching sessions. But I'm going to go with transformational coach. I think that embodies everything because I do the business, the spirituality, whatever needs to be done. Life coach. That means your life, whatever you have going on, pointing you to the right resource or whatever. And I am that life coach that's not, you know, too bothered by a dollar to refer you to a therapist. You know, if it's so extreme and that hurt is buried so deep and, you know, I'm going to put you in the right place. That's my job. You know, we orchestrate a plan tailor-made to you. And that plan, if that plan says therapy, hey, that's where we're headed, though. But you can't be afraid. You can't be. And I know sometimes the way, you know, they depict certain things when it comes to therapy, it seems hard. It seems like, can I even relate to the person sitting across from me? Go out and pick your own therapist. Pick your own therapist. Don't be afraid to, if you call up there and you just want to, you know, meet with different therapists just to see who's the best fit for you. You don't have to just take whoever they give you. You don't have to do that. You might meet a therapist out and about. That's my story of how I met mine. I actually went to let me see, what kind of function was that? Okay, I went to the spiritual like yoga function, and from that, the person that hosted that invited me to, they have a wind down Wednesday at the end of every month here. Wind down Wednesday with my therapist, and she hosts it. And they sit there and they talk about different things, and they talk about trauma, and they talk about just things about yourself, you know, that shadow work that we are afraid to do. To be honest, I can't remember what we were speaking about that evening, but I do remember when I knew she was my therapist. I didn't even know I was looking for a therapist. I wasn't. God put me on that path. He must knew I was going to have some things coming about in my life where I needed it. All right, because I'm at this event and just instantly, that's that empath, instantly, I was like, that's her right there. That's her. Didn't even know I was looking for a therapist, but I just resonated with her so much. And I could feel her energy. And I feel like she can deal with someone like me. You know, she has some type of calling on her life as well, and I could feel that instantly. I said, oh, yeah, she'll be able to handle the stuff coming from this brain, this heart, this soul. You know, I knew she was the one for the job. And you can do the same thing, man. You pick your therapist. You don't tell people who to make you talk to when you're spending your money. You select that person that you're comfortable with, that you can sit there and you feel at ease. And, you know, even though, like I said, you can sue them anyway, but you want that person that makes you feel good about opening up, like you can build a level of trust with them. And, you know, and I felt that with her. So you remember on that Vibe for 5 when I told you guys to go start trying new things, try something new? Go try new things, new events. Because when I went to that, I hadn't been to one of those before, you know. I was happy. It was a great surprise. You know, I got invited to that, and I was like, oh, okay. I like this. I didn't know what it was. I just went, and it turned out to be one of the best decisions I've made in a long time. All right, so go out and about. When I say meet different people, talk to different people, network with different people, man, they're out there. But do not let someone make you sit in front of someone and divulge your life and your hardships and your trauma to someone sitting across from you that, you know, you feel it. Everybody has the ability to feel that. You have the energy to feel energetically. Just like you know if someone's negative around you, something just don't feel right, that feeling will come over you. And you'll be able to feel that if you just instantly connect with that person. And I think we all should have a therapist that we connect with. We all should have that, man. You know, some people prefer men. Some people prefer women. Whatever works for you. I am an energy person, so I really didn't care the sex. It had to be that type of feeling that I got from her for me to say, hey, I need a therapist. And like I said, God orchestrated that perfectly. She couldn't have come into my life at a better time because, man, boy, I've needed her. I've needed her, man. Never thought I'd have a therapist sitting in the session looking like they're saying, wow, mouth open, wow. Yeah, but it feels good because I get to, you know, get that dump. I get to put it on her. Just like my clients get to put their stuff on me, then I have to in tune, turn around and go put it on her. And I go every Monday. And it doesn't always have to be something wrong, too. It could just be something you need clarity on and just saying it out loud to someone else, you know, someone that can possibly help it make sense to you. It don't always have to be the darkest moments that you go to when it comes to your therapist. You can go to your therapist and say, you're doing a lot in business and you're overwhelmed and give me some tips. What should I do? You know, it's not always dire, but I think it's imperative that we have that in our life. Try it one time, man. Try it one time. I'm always telling people, hey, you should go seek a therapist. Always. My family members, everybody. They're probably tired of me saying that. But we can't, you know, take that as an insult or people, you know, look at us a certain way because someone suggests that to you. All right? If I suggest that to you, it's pure love. You know, it's something I see with that scan that I was like, hey, you know, yeah, you need to go do this. It's pure love. Because some people take, you know, offense to it because they're not ready to face certain things. And I realized that we're all on our own journey, so you can't push an issue with people. And I've done that before. You know, I've seen some things someone could have worked on, pushed the issue about it because I see it. I see the pain. I see them hurting. And in turn, I can feel this stuff because I'm an empath. So it's like I'm pushing on them, you know, to take care of it, to, you know, fix it because I can feel how deep that pain is for them. You know, and I feel that for a lot of people. I meet a lot of people, clients just, you know, walking around out and about, at restaurants. I'm so talkative. I talk to everybody everywhere I go. And every time I speak with someone, it's like I'm always like having a session on spot because people are going through some things. People are going through some things silently, man. They really are. This world is hurting. Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. That special listener that's on here right now that's showing us so much love. Don't forget to go subscribe. And make sure you find us on social media. That's at STROK'D, STROK'D _ the podcast. That's at STROK'D, STROK'D _ the podcast, man. We really appreciate you tuning in. You didn't have to. You could have had something else to do. You could be tuning in to a different show. You could be talking to your friends, but you're right here with us. And, man, we really appreciate that. I want you to know that we don't take that lightly. So share, you know, let your friends know about us. Let your colleagues know about us, you know. Let everybody get a chance to get stroked up, man. But I just want you to know that you're special and we really appreciate having you here. And we don't take that lightly at all. Thanks again. Bye. hurting. They're hurting. They're overwhelmed. And it's not, like I said, it's not always that deep. It can be something small. Just your day-to-day life is getting the best of you. You're overwhelmed. You need somebody to say it to. You know, you don't have to feel like a bad mother or father to go to a therapist and say, man, I'm tired of the kids. Man, I'm tired of these kids, man. I'm drained. I'm energetically feel like I just have nothing left to give. And then you can say, I feel bad because I feel like this. You can say whatever you want when you go to your therapist. And 9 times out of 10, the therapist is going to probably laugh and say they can relate because they have children as well. That don't mean you love them any less, but, you know, you're a human being. You know, sometimes you need a break from certain things, and sometimes you're overwhelmed, and sometimes stuff is too much, or sometimes things don't make sense to you. And, you know, you have someone to help you make sense of it. All right, and that's okay. And we have to realize this. All this stuff is normal. All this stuff is normal. Even people with mental health issues and all of that. It's normal to have those things. It's normal. People can try to use the word crazy or call you crazy or whatever. You can't control that. You can't control the chemical imbalances. But the fact of the matter is, it's normal. It's a lot of people walking around here with anxiety, depression, and all this stuff and don't even realize that they have it. All this stuff is normal. It seems like not having anything going on is what's abnormal. So you're not alone. You're not alone. And so I hope if I could just get one person on here who know that things are getting to be a bit much, and even writing in that journal right now isn't helping, and they feel like they're about to explode. You know, all these things are going on, or they have these decisions to make, big decisions for work or something. They're indecisive. It's a lot of things that could be going on with you. It don't have to be something like out of the world where you starting to think that you're going to be labeled if you go to therapy. Who cares about that? It's 2024 now. We're working on things. We're getting help. I mean, it's your time. It's your time. I mean, you want to be the best version of you. To be the best version of you, that thing that you avoid talking about or you avoid, you know, hearing about it, that you're afraid to hear about, that's probably the thing that's stopping you from being to that next level where you're supposed to be. That little small thing. And you'll be surprised how many aha moments I've had in therapy. Something that has bugged the heck out of me. I'm going crazy over. I get there and she say 2 sentences. It's like a weight lifted off. I'm like, wow, oh my God. You're good at this. I don't tip now. I don't tip. Never heard of tipping no therapist. Don't try me. But, you know, that's how you feel, though. 2 words and the stress is lifted. And, you know, I do the exact same thing in my coaching program. You know, you get there and we talk and it be something that is just like dire to you. And you get there, we speak about it. I give you a new perspective and you sit there and think about it and it's like a weight lifted. It's like, oh, my God. And sometimes even if, you know, we don't understand, it's still okay because you got it out. You got someone to sit in that confusion with you. You got someone to sit there in that confusion with you, pull it back step by step, each step of whatever's going on with you, and figure it out together. If we don't understand, okay, we don't understand this, so let's figure out what this is. Let's see, has anyone else ever heard of this? Let's research this. Okay, I researched that. See, this is normal. This happens or whatever. And then you got a sigh of relief right there because you know it's normal and it happens. You see it's other people who having the same struggle and you're not alone or whatever. And then we even might find some stuff to actually break down what that stuff actually means, to attach meaning to it for you. So, you know, you don't have to walk around here like that, man, perplexed and, you know, feel like you're going crazy. You don't have to. We got too many resources out here, man. Too many resources. Too many people. We got counselors, therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, you know, wherever you need to go. I mean, wherever level you at, whoever you need to go to. If you need a prescription, we get that written or whatever. Whatever you need, you got it. Right there to get some help. You don't have to walk around here silently suffering. You don't have to do it. All right? Take a breath. Breathe. It's okay. You're not alone. You don't have to do that alone. You don't have to feel bad about any of it. Reach out to somebody. And like I said, you'll figure out what level you're at. I have my, I call it my spirituality package or whatever. For I coach people who on the spiritual journey, trying to figure out more, more about themselves, more within themselves. I call it that, but it's kind of can be tailor made to whatever you want it to. That's me. I label all this stuff for you guys, and that's what people do. I have to give myself what type of life coach I am, and then I have to label every single thing with all these packages and all that. I hate all that. Just like when I tell you with these analytics and everything, things that I have to do, but I hate doing it. I hate all that. But hit subscribe if you haven't hit subscribe. I really don't, man. I just want to coach and do what I do and do what God put me here to do. I don't want to have to worry about the business side of it and dotting the I's and I don't really want to worry about any of that. I just want to do what I'm put here to do. I just want to fulfill my purpose. And that's it. That's to help people. That's to help people, man. Come on, help you get to where you're supposed to be, get to that next level. Let's get this abundance. That's it. And I promise you it's probably something small like that that's separating you. Something small like that. And you're going to feel so relieved. Therapist probably going to have to kick you out and tell you there's no more sessions for you. You're good. All right? You're good. See, I'm on here a life coach. I'll just show you now. Transformational coach. I'm not a therapist. But guess who I'm out here promoting? I'm promoting therapists. And even though when they're in my sessions, they feel like they're in there with a therapist, therapists, they're licensed for this type of thing. Psychologists and all that, they're licensed. So when you get to a certain point in your journey, that's a part of it. You can have my 3-month coaching program. We could be within the first month. And I'm going to tell you, because we come up with a plan of everything that you need to do step by step, and we break it down to smaller chunks, however you can handle it as a person, you. So if you're a person that can't handle big things and you like to break it down, we break it down. If you're a person that just like to, knock it all out in that big ball, we can do that. Whatever it is, we plan it out. So if you're in month 1 and we have to put a part of the plan is for you to go find a therapist as well, that's a part of the journey. And you go to the therapist and you're good and you spoke with the therapist and if you want to share what you talked about or if you don't and you come back and we're going to talk about how it made you feel and then we're going to talk about, how refreshed you look and, we're just going to talk about all that and then we're going to move on to the next step of your journey. Okay. Oh, you're trying to build a business now. Now that you've worked out the inside of you, we can work on the outside of you. Let's work on building your brain. We go to the next step. That's what life coaching is. But, stop hurting. Stop hurting because you're hurting people. Hurt people hurt people. You're hurting people that really care for you, that really love you. And people hurting people who actually care enough to want them to get help. When you got that person that's saying the stuff to you that you do not want to hear, they're not a yes man or whatever, that's the people that you should keep around you. Those are the folks that you should want around you. I let people know where I'm from when I say folks. Country. But those are the people you want to keep around you right there, man. But a lot of people that'll make you afraid because you feel like you got to face yourself. But that's that person that really care. They're sitting right there saying that stuff that you're upset about and you're mad about. No, that's the one you need to keep around. It's the ones that's laughing and seeing you suffering. They're laughing and knowing something's going wrong and you're hurting. And they can, see the trauma and all that, but they're more concerned with themselves and they're not really thinking about you. That's the ones. They're cool to keep around or whatever. They're fun or whatever, but I want that person right there that's going to tell me what it is. You need them all. Sometimes I need that person that's just sitting there and just ha and all that. I need the person to tell me what it is, what's really going on. Let me know. Tell me I'm tripping. Tell me I need to get this done. Tell me this. Just tell me. All right? I got a thing I always say to people. I always say, don't tell me anything. Tell me everything. That's me. That's my slogan. Don't tell me anything. Tell me everything. All right? But we got to get out here and get it, man. Get out here. If you need to be referred to a really good therapist, you can hit me up. I know some. I'll plug you in. Hit me up. You'll have my seal of approval. I have a reference program anyway where I refer people like that with my network or whatever. But, yeah, don't be afraid. Don't have an excuse for stuff like this. I didn't have time. I didn't do this. I challenge everybody, just try it once. If you've never been to therapy, try it once. I don't care if your life's good right now, nothing's going on. Go try it once. Go in there and tell about how great your life is and nothing's going on and your goal is to move here and just see how good you feel to have somebody dump all that stuff on. All right? That's what I challenge you to do. Man, I had a good time here. Today. This was free, of course. This is free. I know you probably felt something. It was free. But I want to say that to all therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, counselors, all that, you definitely will receive my invoice. You guys are going to pay, but it was free. You're going to pay because they're going to be knocking on your door now. They coming in. We're getting help. 2024, when I say take over 2024, that doesn't mean financially. That doesn't mean just, one way monetarily. It can include all of that. But when I say take over 2024, I'm talking about taking over being our best selves, whatever that entails, all of it. We're doing us this year. We've been living for other people, doing things for other people our entire life. We're doing it for us. All right? So the future could be better. We're setting examples for these kids that we got running around here. All right? I'm not going to hold you guys long. You know what to do. At Stroked, STROK'D _ the podcast. At Stroked, STROK'D _ the podcast. And, of course, what just happened to you. You just got stroked up. Bye.